Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Abby. I'm with Fitness is Medicine. Today we're going to do another great workout you can do in your home. We're going to hit all your major muscle groups. I like to continue to mix it up and do different things, but still do upper body, lower body, balance, core, and include them all in these videos so that you're touching on a lot of different things in one workout. Okay, so today, remember to always come into these workouts warmed up and ready to go. So 5 to 10 minutes of cardio of some sort to get your heart rate up a little, warm your muscles up, and get ready to move. Okay, we're gonna need a lighter set of dumbbells and then maybe a little heavier, so if you've got them sitting around, you can easily grab them. We're gonna start on a fit ball. If you don't have a fit ball, you can do a bridge on the ground like we've done in the past. And that is it. Also, if you have a kettlebell, you can grab it, or you can just use a little bit heavier dumbbell. Okay, we're gonna start in a bridge on the ball, and we're going to do windmills. So you want a little bit lighter weight for this one. We're going to walk out to your bridge with your head on your shoulders, resting comfortably on the ball. Start with both hands straight overhead. You want to keep your shoulders down away from your ears, and then we're going to go back and forth with your arms like this, and their elbows are straight. These are windmills or scissors. Try to keep your glutes engaged so that your hips stay up. 5, keep breathing. If you have any pain with this, lower your weight, or you can also bend your elbows a little, but just keep that bend. Don't go back and forth with the bent and the straight elbow. 2 more each side. 9, 9, 10, and 10. All right, so bring them back to center and walk yourself back up. Okay, next we're gonna set those down and grab a kettlebell if you have it, otherwise just use a little bit heavier of a dumbbell. Okay, we're going to do a rocking squat. So I have my kettlebell here. I want your feet nice and wide, and what we're going to do is we're going to squat down with that kettlebell between your feet and then rock up to one side. So we're giving it a little bit of a push, a little oomph, to a little balance on one side. And you're pushing up a little, almost like you're going to jump, but you don't jump. But you're giving it that little extra force, like you're going to jump off that one leg. So you're pushing off one side, giving a little bit extra force as you stand up. Now, as you're sitting back into this squat, remember you're sitting your hips back and trying to keep your chest up tall. You want to keep looking across the room. Don't look down like this. Hips back and down. And the weight is just dangling from your hands. You're not moving it forward or anything. It's just an extra weight for resistance for those squats. 1 more each side here. And 10. All right, good. Set that down with good form. And we're going to pick up those dumbbells again. You might be able to do a little bit heavier on this one. We're going to do biceps into shoulder press. So I'm going to raise this up just a touch. Okay, let's do this in either a staggered stance, a tandem stance, or a single leg stance. So wherever you are in that progression, I'm going to start in a tandem stance. We're going to do biceps. I'm going to move forward into a shoulder press. So all the way down, straight arms, curl up to your shoulders, press up overhead. Now, if you do have back pain, do this one seated, because when you press the weight overhead, it can put some compressive forces through your back. If you have a back injury, keep your abs nice and tight. If you feel like you're having to really kind of rock and then really push up to go overhead, grab a lighter weight. I'd rather have you do a little lighter and be safe. Keep breathing. And then also, if you do have a little bit lighter weight, and it feels like, oh, it might be a little light, do a few more. Slow them down just a little bit. And then when you come down for that bicep curl, make sure you're going nice and slowly. No swinging it, no doing that type of thing. It's a much easier way to get injured. And you're also then not using your muscles as effectively. All right, last one, up overhead and down. Okay, set those down with bent knees, bent hips like you're doing a squat. Now we're going to lower down to the floor. So I'm going to change my camera angle here. Okay, we are going to be on your hands and knees. Keep my camera angle here. Hands beneath your shoulders, knees beneath your hips, head in line with the rest of your spine. So don't let it dip like this, and you don't want to look forward like this. You want to keep it in a good alignment so that your spine is in line all the way up and down. Okay, now we're going to do fire hydrants. So this is a hip stabilizer. You're going to lift your knee off the floor with your knee bent, but only to the point where there's sort of a natural end range and you don't want to, kind of dip down. You want to continue to feel like you are balancing a teacup on your back. Nice and slowly, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not a very large movement, but it's a very effective one. 10. All right, now the other side. 1, 2. Keeping your head in line, keep breathing. Keep your abs engaged as well. 6. You want everything to be supported. 8. As you go through this movement. 9 and 10. All right, good. Now we're going to flip over onto your side. And we're going to do a lower leg lift. So now we're going to work your adductors, your inside muscles on your legs. So wherever you're comfortable on your side here, I'm going to put my foot behind. You can put your foot on top and do your leg lift, or behind and kind of bring your leg out at an angle. I think that's pretty comfortable. And then you can either use a pillow here or your arm or your elbow, whatever's comfortable here for your neck. All right, so we're going to lift and lower that bottom leg. So we're working on some adductors here, which is also your hip stabilization. 5, 6, you want that foot parallel to the ground. 8, don't let your foot touch the ground. When you come down, that was 10. Now we'll switch sides. All right, so I'm bringing this leg out at an angle just a little. And it's not a very large movement, as you can see, but also don't let it touch the ground. That lets those muscles relax. We want to keep them engaged throughout the entire set. Ooh, oh my goodness, excuse me. And 10. Now, I have people ask me if they should wear ankle weights with that one, and I really don't think it's necessary. As long as you do them slowly and you keep them in that small range, not letting your foot touch the ground. So really keeping those legs, those muscles engaged, and you can even go as slowly as this. I would rather have you do that than add a bunch of ankle weights onto this one, just because the chance for injury can increase by adding those ankle weights on top of that. Okay, now we're going to flip over on your back, and we're going to do double knee lifts. So lying down with your back flat, your feet flat on the floor, your knees bent. Now, we've talked about this a lot, but flatten your back to the floor, really engage that core, just like you're not going to let a piece of paper slide underneath your back here. Lift your knees up, and then slowly lower them down without touching. Now the key is keeping your back touching the floor while you're doing this. 3. That should be challenging when you're right at this point. 4. Really press your back into the floor. 5, 6. Nice and slowly here. 7. We never want to swing. 8, 9. All right, your muscles are getting tired. Really work on. All right, good. If at any point during that your back starts to hurt, stop. You can kind of hug your knees to your chest, stretch it out a little, reset and start over. If that's still too much and your back is hurting, then do one knee. You can do one leg at a time so that you have that extra support to keep your back pressing to the floor. All right, that's it for today. So go through these a couple more times if you've got the time and the energy. Even if you just go through it one more time, doing it 2 times is a really good way to give your muscles that extra resistance. And if you also want to make it a little bit more of a workout, add some cardio, 5 to 10 minutes in between each set, and then always follow up with cooling down and stretching. All right, please let me know if you have any questions, and we'll see you next time. Thank you, everybody.